Hello, my friends, and thank you for tuning into this video. It has been 15 days since I've posted. 2020 is relentless, and I've had some things going on, and I figured I'd talk about it. So let me throw out an intro, and let's have a conversation. Here we go. I'm very hesitant to talk about current events on this channel because I like keeping the focus to INFJing, MBTI, and writing, which is my main interest. A lot of people have asked me to chime in on stuff that is going on. I am very hesitant to do so, but I thought let me give a little bit of a rundown of some things and my view on things, and let you in on some personal challenges that I've had in the very recent past. Now look, there's nothing I can say that hasn't already been said. Yes, Australia was on fire, Kobe Bryant passed away, that wrecked everybody, and then we have a pandemic and murder hornets and then some serious stuff going on in the United States. And that's in relation to George Floyd. Before I go any further, I just want to tell you all, I'm going to give you you're getting the dad voice right now. You're getting the stern warning. Anytime topics like this come up, I expect people to disagree. I am not getting political because I refuse to. And I ask that if you comment on this video, you keep it short, you keep it very civil, keep it polite, and talk with one another if that's what you decide to do. And I ask you to keep the comments short because I have this compulsion, even with just about 12,000 subscribers on this channel, to answer every comment. I know, like, I'm dumb. I don't know why I do it, but I have to. That page has to be cleared. It's a thing. So as much as I appreciate some of you writing books to me in comments, it is very difficult for me to manage my time and do all of that. So just do me a solid and keep it concise, okay? I want to touch on all of these things for a reason. Now, it's been over 2 weeks since I've uploaded a video because I've been going through some things, and it's been very difficult. It's been really difficult to find, during that time, with everything going on, the creative voice that I needed to sit down and turn on a camera. It's hard sometimes. It's hard to be able to do that. And I know many of you said there's, we have no expectation of you, David. Like, you don't have to upload every few days or something like that. Just you do you. And when you're here, we'll be here. And I appreciate you, my sweet, sweet INFJ and lots of other types. I appreciate you very much. And I appreciate those thoughts because it does help ease me a little bit to make sure that I'm comfortable and I can do this at my own pace. And I don't feel forced, because if I feel forced, I'm just not going to want to do it. And that's not the point. So let me start with coronavirus. Honestly, for me, I haven't seen much of a difference. And I understand the precautions, and I understand what is happening and why things have turned the way they have. But as an introvert, I'm happy at home. And so really not much has changed. I've been very fortunate that I've kept my job. And so that has been cranking away every day. I have been working very hard on the book and trying to get that finished and wrapped up. Personally, I feel like there was an overreaction in many ways, but I understand. I understand what is happening and why. So for me, obviously, I tend to keep myself pretty clean anyway. So I already wash my hands, and I'm already careful about the things that I touch because I get kind of freaked out with germs as it is. And so I'm not the type to just go, walking along a public like subway tunnel and licking the handrail. I don't know of many people that would actually do that, but there's some weird ones out there, so it wouldn't surprise me. For me here in this part of the United States, things are getting back to normal. Pretty much everything is opened up. And obviously there's social distancing concerns, and you can wear your mask. I don't know if the masks really make that much of a difference, to be honest, because most people that have the mask on are sitting there on their phones, which they haven't cleaned, and touching their mask, which they haven't washed, and then touching everything else around, which I end up touching. So it is what it is, people. Personal feelings aside, I'm glad that things are seeming under control and that people have a handle on them, and that our medical system is not too stressed about it, which is all a good thing. I could take some time and talk about murder hornets, but really? Murder hornets? I am not okay. I am a very soft-hearted person, and just about any creature that is out in the wild, I want it to live and be happy, except for hornets. I want them all to die in a fire. Forgive my personal feelings on these creatures. Not bees, fuzzy little happy honeybees, and lovely cute little bumblebees. I love them. Those are my people. They're not people, but you know what I mean. But yellow jackets? No. They hunt me. They do. They do. And being allergic to stings really doesn't help. So let me touch on George Floyd. As an empathic person, it hurts me to see somebody murdered that didn't deserve it. It hurts me to see anyone murdered. This brings up an interesting question, because a lot of people are talking with one another, and obviously these conversations are getting heated. And people have their own opinions, one way or the other, agree or disagree. That's going to happen. That is life. People will have differing opinions from you. And so as an empath, what I try to do when I talk to somebody, if I disagree with them, is I take a step backwards and I try to find the next broader point that we can agree on. And I'll keep doing that. And I'll keep going backwards until we have the simplest point where two completely disagreeing voices about something can agree. We can all agree that murder is bad. It's not a stretch, people. That's not a stretch. And if you disagree with murder being bad, unsubscribe and get the hell out. Unless my life is directly threatened, I don't have a right to take someone else's. And I don't believe anybody has a right to take someone else's life. In my personal opinion, I believe the death penalty is wrong. I believe murder, obviously, is wrong, whether it's sanctioned by a government or whether it is a private person. Now, the exception to that rule is when it comes to myself or the ones that I love or somebody that I am responsible for that I need to protect, because bad people exist out there. And if a bad person wants to take my life and prevent me from being here for my kids, or take one of theirs, you bet that I'm going to do everything I can to preserve the people that I love. I understand the rage at what happened. I am happy to see people protesting, and I understand people being so angry that they have an urge to burn and to burn things down. I get it. What I'm not okay with is scum of the earth using a tragedy to steal televisions. Looters are not the same as people protesting. Looters are not the same as people rioting. Looters are the worst humans around us because they are taking advantage of a tragic event to get a television or a toaster, or simply to profit off of something that should not have happened. So let me now get into something a little bit more personal. When I set out to create this channel, one of the things that I tried to do is say, okay, look, good days or bad days, I'm going to do what I can to turn this camera on and show you what's in my head as an INFJ, as somebody who has got a lot of empathy and struggles, struggles mightily with a lot of things that are going on in the world and in his own life. I have on numerous occasions cried in front of this camera because things are affecting me deeply. I have on numerous occasions laughed, run a chainsaw in the house, and ridiculous things like that. A week ago, my father was power washing the side of his house. He lives about 500 miles away from me. And he wasn't feeling well. His back hurt and his stomach hurt. And so he didn't do it for very long. And he asked to be checked into an ER. He went to the ER and they did a CT scan and found a blockage. Determined that an emergency surgery was necessary. They did that surgery. And long story short, they found a lot of cancer. It's stage 4. It's aggressive. And it's everywhere. Now, I'm not trying to minimize things that are going on in the world with a personal story, but that's a kick in the gut. That's a very difficult thing to wrap my head around. With the intensity of everything that is going on, having everything normal one day, and then the next day having a relative call you and say, hey, I spoke to the surgeon, and I spoke to the person that read the pathology report, and Dad doesn't have a lot of time left. Not a lot. That's really tough. So, what can you do, right? Now, I know you're going to have an urge to write a comment and talk about this and say you're sorry, and I understand that, and I appreciate you. You don't need to. It's okay. Like I said, I answer every comment, and so please do me a favor and say something at least mildly uplifting, or just so you understand. Keep it short, because the last thing I really want to do right now is to pour through hundreds of comments, all talking about the same thing, bringing up something that is currently pretty painful. I get it. And I see you and I understand. So thank you. I thank you ahead of time. I appreciate you. I really, really do. You guys are the best. As a result of all this going on, I have been struggling, and I'm trying to do the things that can distract me with something productive in some way. And this is something I want to know about you. And if there's anything that I'd like for you to add to the comments, it's this. What do you do when you are in distress? Do you clean the house? Do you find a project? Do you fixate on something? Do you sit in the bathtub with a glass of wine and just let it all happen? Do you get into your bed, throw a blanket over your head and cry it out? What's your method? What's your method of coping? And is it healthy or is it unhealthy? Because sometimes it can get unhealthy. What's particularly tough for me right now is the contrast between things that make me happy and the things that are really dragging me down. And this is where empathy just starts going crazy, because I'm getting all of this feedback, and I'm not watching the news. I read articles from certain sources that I like and I trust. But whatever's on TV to me is just, it's not worth a second of my time, because it's for ratings and it's essentially news entertainment. And I'm just not playing that game. So I worked on a book. This is all of the edits that I have to make. Each tab is some kind of a change in the book. This is about 500 pages worth. And that has mercifully occupied my head, so I don't have the space to think about the things that are dragging me down really fast and really hard. And so I find that productivity, and a healthy productivity, to be the key to kind of getting around these things. If I start to have nothing to do, That's when the thoughts get really rough. And it's not a great place to be in. Now, the reason I'm going crazy editing this book is because I had an editor booked for September, so months from now. And she called me and said, hey, scratch that. I'll take your project on in 4 weeks. So, okay, I can edit 500 pages, read them word for word, and make all the changes and rewrites and additions in 4 weeks if I don't think about anything else. Fortunately for me, there's really not much else going on in the world or personally that I'm having a good time thinking about. So this is the right project. And it beats opening up a bottle and drowning sorrows. And it beats doing anything else that's destructive. So it's a good thing. Separately, I recoil a little bit and try to spend my effort and energy on the people that matter to me and the people that are in my life that I know that I'm getting something back from. And they're important to me. And so all of the other noise kind of has to go down a little bit. I've been fortunate that our Discord is doing well and we have a nice community there. And I spend some time there and talk with some other people, and it's just really lovely. If you haven't yet, our Discord server is awesome and just amazing people. I've got the best moderators in the universe, just very sweet all the way around. And so I would ask that you check it out, and I'll leave a link down in the description so you can see. And go join up. And if you did already, please come back and check us out again. Things have kind of settled from the initial wave of people that have been on there. And we have things buttoned down, and it's just in a nice groove, and just really good people and great conversation is happening all the way around. And I appreciate my small little Discord family that's going on. You guys are really, really amazing. And it's helped me. It's helped me a great deal. So that, my friends, is the update. Lots of things are going on, and everything is intense out there. And more than anything, I think we need to breathe, and we need to have those civil discussions with one another. Civil discussions with one another. Step back and understand that people are going to have different points of view. That's okay. Speak your mind. Do it with an open mind. Listen and validate other people's concerns, and approach them with your own. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here with me and listening to my thoughts and allowing me to share this as well as some of my personal struggles and what's going on with you. I have no idea what the next 3 to 6 months are going to look like. I'm going to be here the best I can. I think it's important to do that and to document everything, because this is something that struggles are something that we all encounter. Nobody has this perfect struggle-free life going on. And so my hope, as always, is that by showing you a little bit of the inside of my head and what's happening, that it resonates and it will help you when you're struggling as well. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Please hop onto the Discord, say hi. I would love to see you on there. And I will catch you on the next video.